Welcome to my podcast. John Ruffle here. As you can see, I'm driving my Honda, and I want to talk about the Middle East for a minute and the danger there is of the escalation of this war. And even if let's just think about the possibility of World War III. And some people believe we're already in World War III, and I understand why they're saying that. And if we look at Iran, even if all their nuclear capability is knocked out, even if their conventional weaponry is knocked out, we have a global alignment happening, and that global alignment is North Korea, China and Russia. And if push comes to shove, I'm gonna let this bus come by first. If push comes to shove, what we're going to see is, rather than Iran get wiped out, we're going to see buses, thankfully, let him go by. We're going to see other actors stepping in and weaponizing Iran. Now, I'm not a doomsday, maybe I am a doomsday, I really don't know, but Iran is a power completely out of control, with satanic leadership, and I think we all know that, if we're honest. And it's interesting how Israel gets blamed for tons and tons of atrocities, isn't it? Whereas Hamas, etc., can do almost what they like, and when Israel defends himself, all of a sudden Israel is the aggressor. Well, I digress a little bit. What I'm seeing though is this war in Russia and Ukraine isn't a completely isolated situation. It's got a link with what's this, a black car coming out, stay there. It's got a link with what's happening in Iran and the Middle East. Now, I'm finding this a bit difficult to talk about because I've got a son who is following Islam, believe it or not, an adult son. And so how do I respond to the Islamic threat in the United Kingdom and by proxy in the United States and Israel, wherever? Well, I've got a lot of Islamic friends, Muslim friends. I've taught, in my teaching career at college, I taught probably, or definitely more Muslims than I did Brits. I taught probably about 75% Muslims, and a lot of those were immigrants, and there were asylum seekers, and I've got nothing against them. In fact, I considered it to be a privilege to minister and teach. I used to do one-to-one sessions and small group sessions largely, and to do a small group session with two, I don't know where these guys are going, with two Muslim women, cloaked from head to foot, hijab, and to be able to teach them, I considered that to be an honor. And I didn't take that responsibility lightly, knowing that I'm probably the only male outside their own family they meet in the entire week. So But the thing is, as a Christian, I do have a problem with the Islamic religion, which came 600 years after the resurrection of Christ. So in a sense, it's kind of like a cult of Judaism and Christianity, kind of like an admixture of the both. And it's highly, as you know, highly legalistic, and that's inappropriate. Legalistic, gosh, what's this bastard? Legalistic Christians, I don't have much time for either. But the Islamic philosophy is to conquer by any means possible, to fight physically, and to do anything to, like it's the jihad. Now you might say, well, not all Muslims are like that. No, the majority of Muslims are. I can take you to Muslims who are peace-loving and great people, get on great with them. But wherever there is an Islamic revolution, the leadership is going to come stomping down, and they will demand allegiance from every person, especially the Islamic community. They will demand it, and then from there you'll have what I call the fifth column of the sleeper army, who don't even know they're the fifth column, to be perfectly honest with you. They have no idea they're the fifth column, bless them. But when it comes to who are they going to pledge allegiance to the mullahs or to the United Kingdom government and way of life, the majority of them are going to go with the mullahs. And when the mullahs become completely radicalized, as many of them already are, our country is finished. Western democracy is finished. So, yeah, we're trying to, I say we, Israel and the United States is trying to neutralize Iran. And for good reason, I might add, okay? You can disagree, but I don't really care if you disagree or not. And the problem is that it's going to be next to impossible to neutralize a rebel nation who has so many actors in the world field that at some point or other could well come to the rescue of Iran. And again, as I said at the very beginning, that includes Russia, China, North Korea as actors who will definitely support Iran. And we know Russia's got a stockpile of nuclear weapons. We know North Korea's got a stockpile of nuclear weapons. So we're looking, in that event, we're clearly looking at World War III. Right, so I'm trying to be a realist. Now, finally, some of you will be wondering when I'm going to mention the Bible. We have all the pieces put together for what I call end time scenario. What do I mean by that? We've got the book of Daniel, we've got the book of Isaiah, we've got the letters of Peter, we've got the book of Revelation, the Apocalypse, and these documents, we've got Matthew 24, we've got these documents that speak clearly of return of Jesus Christ. The creed that Christians recite every Sunday recites of the second coming of Christ. And so to put it off into some theoretical, could be 1,000 years, could be 2,000 years, that is head in the sandsville. That's what happens if you put your head in the sand and refuse to accept the fact that we are living in climactic days. I know what the argument's going to be. The argument is people throughout, the first millennium, people thought that Christ was going to come back. We are now living in an interconnected world in a way it's never been possible before, and we basically have rebuilt the Tower of Babel. And if you think that there isn't going to be any judgment involved in that, you've got another thing coming. So what should we do as Christians? Right, I'm going to make a few suggestions. I suggest, 1, pray for Israel. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Pray for Muslims everywhere, that they might have an encounter with Jesus Christ, Lord and Saviour.